new pathways for evolution, even creating a new Eden. It's a fascinating alternate way of looking at this sixth extinction. Dark Mountain. It would be hard to do this movement justice in a small paragraph. So I encourage you to check out their website, darkmountain.net, where you can read Uncivilization, the Dark Mountain Manifesto by Dugald Hine and Paul Kingsnorth. Again, it's a radical new way of viewing this great sixth extinction. In the character of Cutter Elways, I tried to create a person who espoused a bastardized version of the last three philosophies while pitting him against Kendall Hess, who advocates for the first two. And in fact, that very philosophical war is being waged in the scientific community right now. And it wouldn't be a Sigma novel without a little, or a lot of, history. Darwin and the Voyage of the Beagle. Charles Darwin did visit the Fuegian natives in the Tierra del Fuego region of South America. The people were skilled sailors, and it's not beyond the realm of possibilities that they had crude maps of their voyages in their possession. One other true detail is that Darwin did in fact not publish his famous treatise until 20 years after that fateful voyage, which begs the historical question, why? Maps, maps, and more maps. Within these pages, you'll find examples of ancient maps that depict what seemingly appears to be the continent of Antarctica, but without ice. While these are real maps, centuries old, the debates about them continue today. But what we do know is that ancient people have been navigating the world's oceans much longer than originally suspected. The nautical timeline for humankind keeps getting pushed farther and farther back into history. And with the destruction of the famous Library of Alexandria, that vast storehouse for all ancient knowledge, who knows what great truths vanished in those flames. Germans in Antarctica. All of the historical details about the Nazi exploration and interest in Antarctica is based on facts, including the cryptic statements by Admiral Karl Dönitz during the Nuremberg trials and his oddly light prison sentence. Americans in Antarctica. Operation High Jump, led by Admiral Byrd, was a real operation involving over 5,000 men. Yet it still remains shrouded in mystery. Byrd's snow cruiser is also an actual vehicle and was shipped to that continent, only to eventually vanish into history or under the ice. And yes, the U.S. government did test atomic bombs down there. British in Antarctica. The British Antarctic Survey has been going strong down on the southernmost continent almost longer than any other country, changing its name in the process as described in this book. And the Halley 6 station is an active British research post, unless it slid into the sea like it did in the pages of this book. It does indeed look like a centipede wearing giant skis. Most of the tech of this book is already covered in the science section, but there are a couple of additional gadgets worth mentioning. Technology.